Public housing in America was established as part of Roosevelt's New Deal and marked the first public effort to provide economically efficient shelter for people who couldn't afford private housing. Today, more than 1.2 million households are categorized as public housing. For years, anyone who had been convicted of a crime could not apply for public housing, and furthermore were banned from even staying any length of time in public housing. Mothers were evicted for allowing their recently released children a spot on the couch for the night. Vote saw the injustice in this policy and the necessity of affordable housing for recently released ex-offenders, and fought hard to change the law. Today, as long as someone has not been convicted of a crime in the past 3 years and hasn't been incarcerated in the past year, they are now eligible for public housing. However, many private contractors are not abiding by the new law.
I think the biggest issue is that there's been a policy put in place at Hano as it pertains to criminal background and entrance into public housing in Section 8 that all developers are not really accepting. You have Hano ran units that are has implemented the policy, and then you have third-party management that refuses to implement the policy. It's like a catch-22. You can move into a public housing unit by going through a screening if you're ex-offender based on how long you've been out or how long ago your conviction was, but you can't come into a third-party management. We are one of the third-party managements that will not accept the policy as it is written now through Hano, which is that if a person's conviction is over 3 years, then they can basically apply for housing, and they have not been released within the last year.
While truly just housing policies are still yet to be attained, Hano faces other problems too.
Another issue is it's not just for ex-offenders, it's for everybody. It's not enough affordable, safe housing. And when I say safe, I mean no mold, no mildew, no rats, quality of life. They look nice. I mean, it's pretty the way it's painted, but I need to say a lot of the units I know in Marrero Common have sewer coming up out of the floors. It was just thrown together cheaply. Tourism is a big money maker, and we don't want our tourists coming here seeing all these people laying up under this bridge. That may be the driving force for that. But at least they're getting from under the bridge and into shelter. Sometimes you gotta lose the win. Let's say someone went out last year and did something crazy. Or even a survival crime, stole some meat to eat. But at some point has gotten their lives on track. They had to wait 6 years, which would be 7, before they could even apply for housing. So what do we look like? Is what I ask people. What does a convicted felon look like? I always make it a point to tell them, I've been convicted 10 times. I've been in prison 5 times. I've been home for years. Because they need to know that there is hope. The minute that came up, the whole dynamic of the conversation, the whole demeanor, the whole feel of everything changed. And that's why we fight so hard as an organization to ban those boxes, because looking at me, you wouldn't do that. I try to tell people, if you don't fight for you, who gonna fight for you? You have to help me help you.
Low-income housing is essential to a city's labor force, housing mix, and diversity. Housing for low-income families allows those who make low wages to live within city limits, providing essential services to the community. New Orleans, like America, is a melting pot of different cultures and ethnicities. Our cities ought to be open to all Americans from all backgrounds regardless of race, wealth, gender, or any other dividing characterization.
Youngest, parties all the time. People get birthday parties at all the bars you see. Ursuline and Robinson had two bars, catty corner, and those joints would be popping.